our main goal is just to take what she has and try to make it look as good as it can so that she's happy with it, which would basically mean pruning of bushes or trees. She's got some cedar trees in the backyard, if that's what they are, in a couple places that maybe there's three when there should have been one. But let's start in the front. This is at the house faces north. This is at the northwest corner. It's an empty spot we don't know what to do with. Needs to have plants that aren't too tall so it doesn't block the driveway. Now we're at the northwest corner of the house. We got vinca, the ubiquitous yew stuffed in there, and then a bush that I don't know what it is. It seems like it's pretty well under hand, but I'd like to know what it is, and so I know how to prune it. This is in the middle of the house, right by the front door. It's a mugo pine, and then there's a bush that I don't know what it is. It's got berries with this little freeform. And then there's a few coral bells stuck in there. I think there used to be more. She's wondering what to do and was talking about putting another bush in there. I don't know what kind of hodgepodge that would make it look like. And so one of the issues, in some places there's just too much of stuff. Just to the west of the front stoop, we've got the yews, coral bells, and a stilbe and maybe an azalea there. So north side of the house, west of the front stoop. This is on the east side of the front stoop. Again, that little shrubby thing, I don't know what it is. Another bush that I don't know what it is. And remember that little spot right by the stoop? She's talking about putting in a couple of holly bushes because Jim had some there. I don't know what this is, big bush, and then having a holly bush next to it, how that would look. More yews, and I don't know if those are geraniums or what. And lady's mantle. And we're going to look at these bushes in a second here. There's, I don't know, 5 or 6. They kind of make a tunnel. They're quite tall. They're like 12 feet tall, give or take. And it's a path kind of to nowhere. It just takes you to the east side of the house. So I'm assuming these are something we want to trim. Another rhododendron. And yew. And then 3 or 4 bushes. I don't know what they are. They look fine, but I'd like to learn how to prune them. And then just to the north of this, closer to the street, there's a big tree, and then it has vinca underneath it. And I think again a couple coral bells. So this is the northeast corner of the yard. Okay, now we're on the east side of the house. So this is the back side of those 5 or 6 tall bushes I was talking about. There's not much on this side of the house besides those big bushes. We're just going to see a couple daylilies stuck in a couple little nooks here. Now we're on the west side of the house. That bush that was on the far west side of the front of the house, well, there's a couple more like it that take it around to it's on the north side and goes around to the west side. And then there's kind of mishmash of stuff on this west side. Some spaces, globe thistles that I consolidated. There's the roses that were pretty special to him. They look pretty beat up. I moved one of them so the spacing would be right, and then we watered them pretty well, and they seem to have popped back pretty well, and like you see, started to bloom. These dahlias came from the south side of the house, and the iris I consolidated. They were kind of straggling along the west side of the house here. There's another look at the west side of the house. Again, in the back, there's 3 cedars there, I think, that maybe there only should be one. I don't know if it's too late to change that or not. We'll take a quick peek at those bushes, a little closer look later. That's in the southeast corner. Again, it looks like cedar. It's tucked away under that tree. These are hostas that we divided at our house and planted here a few weeks ago. Dahlias that were here already. And a nice big bush that I thought I knew what it was, but since I'm not sure, I won't say the name of it. Then under the corner, this southwest corner, there's no rush, I think, to make any plantings here. There's 5 or 6 big trees. It's very shady. It's nicely mulched. I think we're going to go back then to the south side of the house, right on the immediately to the back of the house. There'll be a bush that you'll see come and go real quickly. I don't know what that is. Oop, those are more cedar trees, I guess, in the back. That there's 3 there, and maybe there should be 1. Vinca is directly in the back of the house. Okay, I think I cut out that one bush that I didn't know what it was at the south side far west. So, what to do without that? I think there were some spirea back there, along with a bush. And here's the lilacs that were fairly tall, and I cut them back about a month or more ago. And yeah, this is that corner of the to southeast of the house, and it looks like there's several cedars and pretty squished in there together. So what should we do now? I guess is the question. Same thing there. I think that's more than 1 cedar, but I didn't really pay that much attention. It's just sitting in the corner in the shade. I went back and tacked on the plants that are directly on the south of the house, right along, well, obviously right alongside the house.
Look like spirea to me, I guess.
Unknown bush, and we're looking at spirea, I guess. And
Ubiquitous
the yews on the west side of the stairway, and the vinca directly south of the stairway, I guess.
Some hostas tucked in
The
around
porch.
here and there. Ground cover vinca.
Kathy can tell you what I think what those
That's what I was talking about with those
brown things are. I think something was
leftovers,
planted in
whatever
there and it
else
died.
up here. Then immediately behind the house, hostas,
So we're back
yews,
south side of the house, heading east. Yews, along with the hostas. And we're gonna come to that. What I'm,
those lilacs.
what's the arborvitae? What I'm
They're pretty
thinking
tall.
are. Oh, those are
They're
lilacs
very
that were tall, and I trimmed them.
I don't know, 10 feet
Way
tall
back.
or something, I don't know.
And then we're back to what looked to me like 3
those,
cedar trees, bushes or whatever, that maybe there should have just been one. And what do we do
What
now?
Are these cedar? 3 cedar or arborvitae? It looks to me like maybe there's one too many, but again, I don't think we're in a rush to think about that. But less trimming.